everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about kitchen organization and I thought I'll give you a quick tour of my 35-year-old kitchen. This is a non-modular kitchen and I thought I'll show you how I clean and organize it, and I really hope you like today's video. Since this is a non-modular kitchen, I do not have a lot of storage space, so I actually have to use my counter space in order to organize my essentials. And in this video, I'm going to just show you how I've organized my countertop. Starting off by cutting these anti-slip mats into the sizes that I want, and these are really helpful especially since I have a lot of glass containers and I have to use my counter space. I've cut them here into different sizes and I use them on the countertop to avoid my containers from slipping. I'm placing this shelf here for some extra storage space above the sink area, and here I'm placing some baking soda which I use very regularly for cleaning. In this repurposed glass bottle, I'm placing all of my label markers. These are like chalkboard markers which I use to write on my labels. I'm also placing my DIY kitchen cleaner here, so it's handy for me when I really want to quickly clean. And since I'm one of those people who's obsessed with disinfecting the kitchen every night before I go to sleep, I'm placing this Dettol spray here as well. I've also lined this shelf with the anti-slip mat, and I'm going to be using this shelf for placing my glass bottles which have oil. I'm just using this as a decor element in here to elevate this space a bit. And here I'm placing the vegetable oil and my rice bran oil and also my ghee here. This is the area exactly above the gas stove where the chimney is, and I also am going to be utilizing this space to store some essentials. Here I am repurposing an old loaf tin which I don't use anymore as an organizer. I'm lining this with an anti-slip mat as well because I'm going to be placing some bottles here. I'm keeping these citronella agarbattis in this repurposed glass bottle, and I use these a lot to keep mosquitoes and flies away. I'm also keeping this salt and pepper grinder here, and I also have my oil can and some kitchen towels as well. I've used this old Ferrero Rocher chocolate box to place all of the cooker whistles which tend to get lost very easily, so I know that whenever I find them I can put them in here and I'll find them again in the same place. I'm also using this area to keep tea and sugar which we use very often, so it's easily accessible here. I have this antique milk jug and I've just repurposed it to place some real lemongrass and allspice leaves. I also use this to place random rubber bands from takeaways. This mortar and pestle is also something I use quite regularly to crush ginger and garlic, so I like to keep this handy as well. Also placed this hot pot holders using an S hook and all of my wooden spatulas here which I use for cooking. Now that this area looks organized, let's move on to the next section. This space is mostly counter space, which is to the right of my gas stove, and this is where I predominantly store a lot of things, and this area is utilized a lot even for my working space. I've used this organizer to organize all of the chopping boards and also to place my kitchen weighing scale, which fits perfectly here. Rice and wheat flour is a staple in our household, and I like to have it handy on the counter. I wanted to use this wall space as well because I don't have a lot of space, and I wanted to hang up all of the essential daily used items here. So hanging the whisk and these measuring cups that I use very often here. Below this, I'm placing the bread box. Beside that, I'm keeping my knife stand. I don't have drawers, so I have to use my counter space for a lot of these things, which I would have ideally liked to place inside. Again, in order to maximize my counter space, I'm using these 2-tier shelves, and I'm also lining them with anti-slip mats because I'm going to be placing glass containers and I don't want them to slip and fall off. There was this nail here in the tiles already, and so I thought I'll use this to hang up this egg basket so it's out of the way and also easy to use. Also, again, since I don't have any drawers, I have to keep all of my cutlery here as well, so I'm just organizing them in these wooden cutlery racks. I'm keeping these spatulas in this repurposed pen stand which I got from Amazon. I also have this wooden mortar and pestle for dry spices, and I keep this ghee pot as well, which I use for tadkas, and there's the Alexa next to it. This 2-tier rack I use as a healthy corner, so I'm reminded to eat healthy when I see them. So here I have some multi-millet mix and some chia seeds, and I'm also keeping some dried cranberries and some dried figs as well, which I add to my oats or my muesli for breakfast. I'm also placing my wooden salt container here, so it's handy as it's used so often. I also got this stickable kitchen towel holder from Amazon, and I'm placing a clean kitchen towel here, which I usually change every 2 days. In this corner, I'm placing my spice rack, which has all of the whole dry spices that I use. I'm also using this wooden mug holder to keep all of my daily used mugs, and this is a great way to utilize vertical space. This section is now very functional for me and is organized quite to my liking. Next, let's move on to the left section, which is the sink and the washing area. Here again, I'm going to be utilizing the vertical space by placing an organizer. I'm going to be using a dish drying rack in the corner to dry all of the plates and stuff, and here I'll be using a dish drying mat to dry the ceramic bowls when they are washed. I'm placing this vertical shelf above this here, and this should give me some extra storage space for all of the washed bowls, cups, glasses and stuff that I use, so these can drain out here and dry as well. The section above here is dedicated to my dog's food and water bowl, and I place a dish drying mat above. So when I wash and place it here, the water does not drain onto the clean washed other dishes. I find that I could always use some extra space for washed dishes, so here I am using a dish drying mat so I can utilize this area as well. Here I have a potato masher, a peeler, strainer and the lemon squeeze. So when I wash it, I place it in this, and I can also just use it whenever I want from here, and it drains out onto the mat. Similarly, I use this organizer to place washed spoons and ladles, etc. And I place all breakable bowls that I wash onto the drying mat. I'll also be utilizing this space onto the right side of the gas, and I'm also going to utilize the vertical space by placing a rack here. And here I have to place all of my spatulas, ladles, etc. because I don't have drawers. I keep the steel ladles in one and all of the spatulas, silicone spatulas and wooden ones in the other. Since I have a switchboard here, I'm also keeping my electric kettle here because I use hot water very often while cooking. Like this, I'm keeping a spoon rest, and underneath this I'm going to be keeping all of my masalas and spices. And here I have some kitchen towels which I folded and placed here. I use this spice box to keep all the tempering and tadka related items like mustard, jeera, methi, urad dal, chana dal, dry red chilies and even hing. This one section is empty because I've run out of urad dal and is a reminder to add to my grocery list. This rope-like thing here was left behind by our previous tenants, and I'm probably going to remove it, but for now I'm going to use it to keep my washing gloves and a clean towel which I can use to dry my hands once I'm done. Next is the area above the sink, and I use this area mostly to keep cleaning supplies. However, I'm keeping this clock here for time check, and here I'm placing some sprays that I use, insect repellent sprays, DIY cleaning sprays. I'm also organizing all the sink cleaning and dish cleaning brushes here, and the bottle brush as well. Here I filled some pitambari which is used to clean copper and steel vessels. I've placed it in a repurposed jar so I can use it whenever I need to clean copper and steel. Also, in the times that we're living in, can't forget some sterilium. And also in this same organizer, I'm placing some dish liquid and also some moisturizing hand lotion. This next area is to the left of the sink, and this has a door which opens out into the back of the house, but I hardly open this door and hence I have utilized some of the door space as well. This is an interesting tool which I use usually to collect vegetable scraps or discard leftovers. You can easily use it here in the corner of the sink, and all the liquids will drain away and you can empty the leftovers into the dustbin and quickly wash this as well. I use this basket to keep all the washed vessels that are large, and when not in use I just hang it up here. I have an old wooden table here which I use to keep my onions, potatoes, garlic. I keep garlic in this little basket here, whole garlic, and then I keep onions and potatoes here, and then I have my mixer grinder here, and this little drawer has some miscellaneous stuff. This is also where I keep my waste bins. The large one is for dry waste and the small one is for wet waste. And this laundry basket is for used kitchen towels that go straight into the washing machine. I also decided to put an anti-slip mat here on this shelf so that all of the things I keep on top will stay firm and not fall off. And now for the final reveal of my kitchen countertop. I really like how it's turned out now. It's really functional for me to use, and it's also quite aesthetic. Let me know in the comments if you liked it. Also let me know if you'd like me to do a part 2 of like a pantry and cabinets tour. Otherwise I thought this video would get really long. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and help support me. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end, and I can't wait to see you all soon again in my next video.